Hi, what up? What up? This is Alex Lexus coming back at you like the juggernaut bitch. We got Brother Nelson, co-producer, co-CEO, got On Your Knees, and Shinwar who blocked out his face on here.
Oh,
This
you can't
is
see me? Oh, shoot. Hold on.
this is the new Gaming Order podcast for November 20th, 2014. And today I was trying to put a list of news articles that were of interest, but I was struggling today, and it was kind of busy at the office, and then I kind of hurt myself in the gym, so I was like, doing woe is me in the office and all that good stuff. But you know, yeah, that junk hurt, yo. Like I can't even work. I'm like, yo, man, unbelievable. But getting started, new gaming order fans. Um, in the first bit of news, Halo Master Chief Collection. Right now, a lot of folks, and I forget who told me this. Shout out to Fierce on our Xbox Live friends list. He had informed me that there was a lot of folks, I guess, up in Canada who decided to return their Master Chief Collection disc because of the online problems. Right? You didn't see a lot of people doing that with Call of Duty. You know what I mean? It's just some folks are too fickle, too quick to react to things, and 343 Studios are doing all that they can do to patch out some of the problems. All right, so the Wednesday yesterday was supposed to be a patch, but it was delayed. Now giving the floor to Nelson first. Nelson, any idea as to why they delayed that patch? Like it might have been something jacked up, and then we'll go to Shinor and then On Your Knees. But
Well, I honestly don't know why they delayed it. I just know they're probably waiting for certification to pass on through. That's just probably my main
mhm.
thing on it. It's supposed to came out today, actually, and
Today,
it's supposed to
okay.
be coming out around 2 p.m. Pacific time, which is about like 5 p.m. Eastern time over here.
Mhm.
I don't know if it's out. I haven't touched the game since
Mm.
since I played with you in campaign.
Mhm.
But a lot of all those people trading in their games because shit don't work. That's on ya. I mean, if you want to
They could
really
have
think about
waited. I
it,
think.
we had Halo Master Chief Collection doesn't work of launch. Call of Duty Advanced Warfare didn't work from launch. Destiny didn't work from launch. Diablo, all these new titles will not work, guys. You have to understand these companies are trying to hurry up, push their game out, get their initial sales, and then work on the shit later with patches. That's
That
the way
that's
we live in now.
that's bad, bro.
So,
That's bad. You're buying a broken product and expecting them to fix it later. Get it right the first time. You don't go to Ford or Nissan or Toyota and your car is jacked up and then you go out the lot. Oh, you need a tune up. Oh yeah. Well, I just need to sell you the car. We'll fix it later. No, fix it
but
now.
But the thing is, though, if they do that, like how they used to do it back in like the early '90s, every company would be bankrupt right now.
Or
They'll be
or,
dead.
or
They'll be
delayed.
gaming will cease to no gaming will be cease to exist. Everything has to be on a basis of time limit to keep the company afloat. Everyone is struggling in this economy now, so they
Mm.
can't do it in a sense where it's like finished and done, unless if they hire more manpower, which is going to cost more money on top of it, which the companies do not have.
Mm-hmm.
So
Okay. Dragonfly Jones. What are your thoughts on
Huh? uh,
I say Jerome and
Unbelievable.
House. No, stop.
Nah, you stupid. Nah, I think it was a waste for them to do that. Trade the games back in, and because sometimes you got to be patient with things. Yes, they should have anticipated with the servers being overloaded, and I understand 343 Studios is doing everything they can to minimize the impact. When you look at the playlist, they took a lot of things away out of that playlist, so people
But
can
you can
play.
still play the game though. You know what I mean?
Right, right, right. It took me, I think when I first got on, it took me like 6 minutes. And then I think Fierce said it took him like over a half hour to get into a game when he
Mm.
first tried. I haven't tried like in the past 3 days, but
Yeah.
probably gonna try tonight. Yeah, like Nelson said, this is the day we live in. Put the game out, patch it later. And
Mm.
NetherRealm Studios is notorious for that too, with Injustice and Mortal Kombat. Put
Mm.
the game out, make all these changes and patches. It's not even the original game that you played when you first bought it.
Amen. Amen to that. Yeah.
Yeah.
You know.
So,
And it's funny. A lot of the games is happening right before the holiday season. They want to get that stuff out to the shelves by any means necessary, right? And
Right.
they're trying to get them on the shelves. Like Master Chief Collection came out at a prime time. GTA 5 came out at a prime time. Assassin's Creed, all these A+ titles, they're out, So the holiday shopping season is really going to be good to them. But then
Right.
again, word of mouth, if okay, you got a parent who doesn't really understand gaming, right? And if they say, "Oh, something's wrong with the game," oh, I'm not gonna buy Billy this game. It doesn't work off. You know what I mean? Like they gotta make sure that they get their rep in order because
Right.
a word of mouth can do some serious damage.
But
So
here's the funny part. Usually, like when you first get a game that's real multiplayer heavy, usually like the first few hours, the first day, but it should not this long,
yeah.
not this long.
Mm-hmm.
Usually, like the first couple hours, the servers are overloaded, everybody's connecting.
Mm-hmm.
But this is gone too far.
All right, all right. On your knees, what are your thoughts on these games? With delay in patches and freaking stuff not working out of the box.
Yeah, this is why you don't pre-order and you don't buy on launch day. It's like you said, it's a new world we live in. I don't believe for a second that they don't have to, push these things out early. It's all about, maximizing profit. It's not in a case where they care about the products anymore, especially when you get super companies like EA and Activision
Mm-hmm.
corrupting their sub companies that they take over. But that's a different issue for a different time.
Yeah.
Um, it's just a rush to get the games out. That's all it is, and they know that as long as people buy the game, they typically don't take that much of a hit on returns. So if you're able to return these games, go ahead and do it. It sends a message that you're not gonna tolerate this bullshit anymore.
Mm-hmm.
Just go ahead and do what you need to. Don't buy it at launch. Wait for sales. Buy it used. It's even better. Buy it used because sure enough, there'll be people selling it. They beat the game, single player or whatever they do.
Yeah.
You buy it the next day, you get $5 off or whatever it is.
Now you know what? That's a good point that you made. Like you pre-order. Hey, that's guaranteed money for them, right?
Mm-hmm.
Now you see the thing with this too. Chains like Walmart, Best Buy. Circuit City when they were around up here, Comp USA when they were around up here. It's like you have these places. Those franchises are purchasing the units. All right, so
Hmm.
literally the companies are making their money. Whichever way. Like if it's a good game like Halo, a Call of Duty, they're gonna buy more units and because the franchise knows that okay, Best Buy is gonna sell it and make a turn a profit on it, right?
Well, if people start returning the Master Chief Collection when Halo 6 come around, they're not going to order nearly as many units.
Exactly.
That's going to put a hurt on Bungie. So
there you go.
even if they don't feel it immediately, they'll feel it on the next iteration.
So it's just something where, my generation of gaming, new gaming order fans, we're not used to this. Like, we were spoiled in the PlayStation, original PlayStation era, the SNES era, the Saturn and whatnot. When you got the games worked. I have never seen so many glitches and issues and Assassin's Creed Unity, like, not seeing faces and stuff. This is like unreal.
But
Yeah.
now, hold on. Couple things, two things. What about people that downloaded Halo Master Chief Collection? You can't return that.
Now, you know what?
Not in America. In Europe, you can, but not in the U.S.
Now, here's
Really, you can return digital content?
In Europe, yes.
Now,
Nice.
you know what's funny with that? Microsoft needs to find a way to, like, if you got a game and you're not really feeling it, they should at least give you a token to trade that game to something else. You know what I mean?
That's cool.
Because I'm sitting here like, there's one
Well,
title I would like to trade for something else. You know what I mean? I think that would be a good idea. And I don't know how far this podcast reaches out, but, a one-time token per game, like, hey, you know what? You can only trade it one time, but if you change your mind later, you got to buy it full price. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
the problem with that is the way they word the contracts in these games, and goes back to the 80s and 90s, or it goes back forever with music videos and whatever. All you own when you buy a game. You own the hard media. You don't own the actual content on there. You're actually just paying a license to rent it. So that's how they get you. You're essentially bought a license to rent that game on a permanent basis.
Mm-hmm.
So that's why they're not going to give you your return.
Mm.
But in Europe, the laws are more consumer friendly. That's why they get returns, because the courts over there ruled for it.
Mm-hmm.
But here's a little more corporate friendly, so they can get away with that nonsense.
That's it. You know what? That's good stuff. Shinwar, you were gonna say something?
My other point was big up and respect to Rocksteady for pulling back Batman Arkham Knight and not releasing it this year in October. It's not coming out until summer of next year. Now,
To get it right. To get it
right,
right.
and normally Rocksteady, they usually make their announcements same year. So, for example, I think they made Batman Arkham Knight at, when did they make that announcement? Was that E3?
Yeah, yeah. And they showed the
E3.
trailer where
Right.
he was actually driving the Batmobile, where they said the city is like 4 times bigger than Arkham City or
Right.
something like
And
that.
it was set to launch same year, this year in October. And
Mm-hmm.
then as we got closer, they were like, oh, they pushed it back. And I'm like, you know what? Do what you have to do to polish the game.
Yeah.
Because this is it. This is the last one for Rocksteady, so they're going out with a bang. And
Yeah.
that is a very much anticipated title come 2015 for me.
You know what? That's a good point, because if this is Rocksteady's last iteration, they're gonna, take the time. But they could have done like all these other greedy companies and pushed it out for this holiday season's sales bus. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So I
Well,
mean,
there'll be less competition if they don't put it out before the holiday season too.
this is true, because
Granted,
right now
there's
it's a lot. It's saturated because there's a
there's
lot of games out right
yeah,
now.
there's typically less spendable income at least in January. But if they wait till March, April,
Mhm.
wait till
Yeah.
spring break type of thing, they'll definitely get their sales.
But then, you know why also I thought about? You know why they pushed it back till next year summer, right?
Probably the movies.
Yeah, it's the movie
Mhm.
Batman versus Superman.
Mhm.
So I'm like, oh, okay, I see. Because normally that type of game and those games, like Chris said, holiday season.
Mhm.
So there's no games that really come out summer. Like I think Deadpool. When Deadpool come out last summer?
Mhm.
That came out.
And,
That came out
and I
August last
downloaded
year.
that too, man. Unbelievable.
So yeah, it's all about when you release your title as well.
Uh-huh. Okay. Okay. Well, new gaming order. I'm gonna put like a timestamp on it, so if you just want to hone in on this particular topic, you can leave your comments below, because this is interesting. And when Brother Nuke returns from his personal endeavor, I know he has a good insight on this side of how the industry handles things. He used to work at GameStop, so you best believe he knows his stuff. So we look forward to his return. Shout out to brother, smart brother. All right, moving on. Um, sad, 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 sad. It's just okay. GTA 5, right? Launched. Okay, next gen consoles, and we're already in an age where you have politicians who anything violent or negative that occurs, they're gonna blame it on a game or something. Like, hey, video games make people do something. But I would have to say, I'm kind of on the fence about this one, because a GameStop in Chicago got held up in the same fashion of
Unbelievable.
GTA by three guys, just like the main characters, right? They go in there and hold up the GameStop at midnight release, and pretty much made off with, I guess, copies or games or whatever. You know what I mean? Same way like GTA. You know what I mean? Now, going around the table, it's just like, I didn't see all of Alpha Omega Sin's response to that. And, since we are on a format where we do this weekly, I wanted to do lunchtime TV on it, but now that I got everybody here, why copy off of the game and then make it look like, oh yeah, look, the game is influencing behavior? You know what I mean? Like, unbelievable. I looked at the picture and the GameStop sign was even messed up because it looked like they didn't, the light bulbs are out. It's on the Facebook page. It was pretty funny, but I was like, man, it's not funny that they got robbed, but it's ironic that in the same way done in the game, these guys went in there to get this game. Nelson, what are your thoughts on this?
That's just pathetic. Like, honestly, if they only went in there just to get copies of the game, I would have been the smart person and just, like, ran for the cashier and I would have been it. But
Unbelievable. Oh, Dave, hold on. New gaming order. We're live. We had technical difficulty. I gotta add the folks back to the group. Give me 1 second. Hold on. Sorry about that, guys. Just bear with us. All right. m.u.g.e.n. Add to the call. Tech difficulties. Alrighty. Hold on. I'm broadcasting.
Oh, okay.
Yes, sir. Alright. Shinwar. Sorry about that new gaming order. This was most unexpected. So, just give me 1 second. We'll get this fixed. Um, so Demizzle, how you been doing, buddy?
Fucking work, man.
I feel you. I feel you.
It's the life of a computer technician, dude.
I hear you. I hear you. All right. You know what? All right. You know what? I'm gonna end this call real quick. I had to bring everybody back. Once I get them, then I'll bring you back in. All right.
Mm.
Alrighty. Oh, new gaming order. Having some issues. Yeah, just bear with us. No, we're not on the call, Chris. Hold on. Recent, and we'll get this fixed because unfortunately, I'll end up clipping this thing once we are good to go on the channel. Right, we'll be on standby. Hang tight. Oh, that must mean I'm stuck on a call. All right. Hey guys, what's up?
Yeah, what happened?
Demizzle called me. He called me and it interrupted the call or so. Everybody still here?
No,
He,
Shinwar's gone.
Oh, he got disconnected.
he probably
He
hung
just
up.
left. He didn't want to wait.
Oh
What the
man.
heck? What
Yeah,
happened?
Demizzle had called and it threw off the call.
Unbelievable.
Yeah, it's all
And now
good.
he's calling me. Dave.
I'm calling him. That's why we start
Unbelievable.
on time. Oh, sorry about that,
All
new
right.
gaming
All
order.
right. Hold on. Just to put this on the air. Don't do this ever again to come in late in the podcast. If it started, you're not coming on the call.
It,
That's it
it,
because that threw off the entire segment and time is wasted. So
Unbelievable.
never again. If you're late, you're not on by 8 o'clock. Sorry, but you're not fucking getting on. Like that's it.
it's all gravy. All right, so where did we leave off, guys? Sorry about that. It
So
just
I hold on. Is your
We
pictures
talked
up?
about. They're talking about the Grand Theft Auto
the
incident
GameStop
where
robbery issue.
where they
Yeah,
got robbed.
yeah. So yeah, Nelson, you were talking on that last. Yeah.
Eh,
What were your thoughts? ABC Chicago, full story. An entire line of people waiting to buy the new Grand Theft Auto were all robbed of their cash, cell phones, and by three armed men who waited at the GameStop. Unbelievable. Yeah. Continue, Nelson. Sorry about that.
it's just pathetic how people want to be able to have certain things done in video games, and as much as Grand Theft Auto likes to push their extreme on the consumers with robberies, killing people, prostitution, doing
Mm-hmm.
drugs, and all that, it's controlled. It's controlled in a universe where people could live in fantasy. This is not meant to be implemented or reenacted in real life. But you have those dumbasses out there
Yeah.
that take it to the next level and is going to ruin everything in our market. Because now, what's going to happen if, let's say, Congress or whoever takes action and takes this game off the market? We're going to have to blame these three jackoffs now. And
Mm-hmm.
then you're going to have millions of consumers angry and outraged that they wasted money
Mm-hmm.
on a game that it's banned. Like
Mm-hmm.
I know certain places like Australia has banned this game,
Mm.
and some parts of Russia.
Mm,
So they're
mm.
not even allowed to even touch this game
Yeah.
because of those acts.
Sad, sad, sad indeed. Shinmore, what are your thoughts on this whole GTA robbery situation at that Chicago GameStop?
And that was in Chicago, right?
Yeah.
Ah, yeah, Chicago. Yeah. Um,
Oh,
yeah, that's probably one of the reasons why I don't do midnight releases anymore. But I mean, it could have happened at any time.
yeah.
Doesn't matter. But no, very sad. Very sad. It's very ignorant. Um, it's just it hits my heart because it's like really like, come on, let's grow up, folks.
Yeah.
And then it's bad that it was three of them. Like, come on, man. Like, oh
Yeah,
my
man.
gosh,
Cell
just
phones and it.
ignorant.
Yeah.
Just ignorance. That's all.
All right.
Stupid.
On your knees, what are your thoughts on that robbery situation at that GameStop?
I think they were just trying to be ironic. I think that's what was going on
Yeah.
there.
Yeah. You know
I
what?
mean,
I think they were a-holes at the level of the Warcraft
you
the
mean a GTA
funeral.
that never happened? Hmm.
Yeah, remember the Warcraft funeral? Like
Oh,
they,
that shit.
yeah,
Yeah,
they
that was.
knew what was. If people were planning an event, and then they had to have some assholes come in there and ruin it. You know what I mean? You know, so these guys went and just fucked shit up, man. There was no need for that. No need for that at all. But I
Hmm.
mean, yeah, I didn't mean to cut you off. Continue.
Oh no. I lost my train of thought. I got nothing else.
All right, Demizo, are you still with us?
Yep, still here.
All right. What are your thoughts on that GTA robbery situation?
Well, it could have happened at any midnight launch for anything. Could have been an iPhone, could have been a video game, could be Black Friday. It has happened on Black Friday. This is not like the newest thing ever.
Mm-hmm.
So
So I think
to
that,
counter
yeah, go ahead.
to counter what Nelson said, he's taking it kind of to the extreme that Congress will ban games simply because this happened. It's not an unusual occurrence. It's just the first time it's been reported on this in a major way. Like people have gotten robbed for stuff at midnight launches before. This isn't the first time. It won't be the last time.
Mm-hmm.
So all they need to do to counteract is just step up security. Like have an off-duty police officer there, have a on-duty police officer there, and that'll just pretty much fix everything. It's not that. It's sad at what happened, but it's not the biggest of deals.
Now I think it was Halo 2's midnight release over there at Union where I picked up Master Chief Collection. They actually
Unbelievable.
had police officers out there, squad cars and all that, with all the people outside when the Halo 2 had first came out, right? So I guess this drew attention because of, like Chris said, the irony of it. Like you got a game
Hmm.
that promotes this stuff, and and it just makes you like, okay, people vicariously live through these characters, knowing full well they can't do that stuff in real life, but these guys try to, hey, you know what, we're gonna show you, you know. So with that being said, it's just yeah, Demizo makes a point. They should have stepped up security, and I think what happened with this should be across the board. You know what I mean? Like, hey, just step up security. People are crazy these days. Doing all kinds of nonsense. So, with that being said, moving on to Far Cry. Now, Far Cry, there were several individual topics, but I'll just merge it into one segment here. Now, Far Cry, Ubisoft, I think, got smart, and Chris and I were talking about the DRM ways that for like PC gaming and how they're actually it's a war between the developers and the pirates. Okay, now Far Cry has a particular graphical feature that's locked out if you don't have the legit copy, right? Now the pirates are complaining, but who are you to complain? You didn't pay for the game. You know what I'm saying? So it's funny that they found a way to start needling them. Okay, fine. You want to pirate the game, but this will be locked out. That area will be locked out. So I'll start on your knees and work my way around. Chris, what are your thoughts on that angle that Ubisoft hit?
This isn't entirely new either. This was done all the way back in the NES days. It was I think it was called Mother in Japan, but Earthbound in the U.S.
Mm-hmm.
The first one, if if the people were still pirating cartridges, so I think there was a
Hey.
chip in there or something. But if you pirated the game, they made it extra hard, and if
Mm.
you somehow made it to the final boss, it would crash the game and clear your saves out.
Ooh,
And then Serious
brutal.
Sam, I forgot which Serious Sam it was. I think it was two.
Hmm.
They spawned a monster scorpion about 5 minutes into your game,
Yeah.
and even if you manage to kill it, it would respawn almost instantly, and you just had this thing chasing you the whole time. So this type of thing ain't new. Matter of fact, it's much more intrusive.
Hmm.
There's also another game. It was like a video game creator simulator where it's almost like a Sim City, but you're working for a video game company,
Hmm.
and essentially they always had your game fail due to piracy if you pirated the game.
Mm. Interesting. Interesting.
So this shit ain't new.
Yeah.
Then you got certain things like Dragon Age Inquisition with the new Denuvo or whatever the hell they're calling it. That one's not broken yet, but that's only been used in 3 games. Once
Hmm.
that one's used a little more often, that one will get broken too.
All
It's
right.
just a matter of how creative they want to be, how much effort they want to put in. But nothing's ever unhackable if you
Okay.
just get into anything.
Hmm. All right, Nelson. What are your thoughts on this?
Well, the whole Far Cry thing with the DRM issues, I mean, it was bound to happen. I mean, they're starting to get smart with trying to block out the pirates so they won't like take advantage every single time. But for them to be upset, I mean, just like what you mentioned before, you guys didn't even pay to have the actual legitimate copy of the game.
Hmm.
So why even fuss? And even still, if you guys getting blocked out, I'm pretty sure you guys is gonna get into the game, but it's just gonna take probably double the time that you're normally used to of doing it
Hmm.
with your little programs. But in my opinion, I don't think that it should be taken to like extreme measures because normally what would happen in the old days, people will pirate the games. They'll see if they like it. If they do, they'll go out and actually buy the legitimate copy.
Hmm.
Now people are just going out there just taking the copies and just saving time and money.
Hmm.
So I mean,
Okay.
it sucks, but hopefully the companies could get wiser. Just like with the whole Nintendo issue with the region lock thingy that banned out the DR4 for putting like flash ROMs on there,
Hmm.
and people have to go to extremes where they have to pay about $450 just for a DS just to be able to stream and take out region lock to be able to play any flash game.
Oh
Mm.
wow, that's a little too pricey for me. But
Hmm.
all right, Shinwar, what are your thoughts on Ubisoft and locking out a feature to pirates?
Pirates crying over a free game?
Ye-
Pirates crying over a free game?
Yeah,
They're
man.
spoiled
Man,
brats, man.
please.
They're just
Listen,
spoiled.
listen, cut the nonsense. Let's cut this out, yo. You
Hmm.
got the game for free. You're enjoying it. Okay, yeah, you can't doubt the company for putting these measures in. That's what they do. It's
Yeah.
company. They're gonna protect their investment. Gonna protect that. Just go out and buy the game. You know what I mean? That's all I got to say about that.
All right, all right. Demizzle, what are your thoughts on Ubisoft pulling that fast one on the pirates?
I noticed that it's not like release groups and scene groups
Hmm.
doing the complaining.
Hmm.
It's the people who were tech savvy enough to download it but not actually themselves.
Mm.
So there, it's not the legit pirates. It's the people who use torrents and maybe a small percentage of those who have Usenet access. But it's just the evolution. It's not even an evolution in the battle versus pirates versus developers. It's just another measure. Like developers will always think they have some. Ooh, I have a new trick up my sleeve to deter pirates. Somewhere down the line, a pirate will figure it out and go, "Ha ha, we got your game now." So
Mm.
it's just constant back and forth.
Yeah, this tug of
Ubisoft
war.
may Ubisoft may have like a small measure of self gratification and maybe they'll earn a few extra bucks here and there, but I give this about a month or maybe even like 6 weeks before it's hacked and people have the game in full. So it's just constant back and forth.
Hmm.
Developers think they figure out a new method, hackers hack it. It's not. It's the way of the digital age.
Hmm. Now, you know what? I remember there was a time when I first started doing PC gaming. Like, what happened to the what was that the codes that come with each disc? You know what I mean, or each game. Like you have to put that into a server and then it'll unlock your game or whatever. What happened
That
to that?
that shit went
They
away.
have cause they have programs that, as Arnie said, it went away because they have brute force code generators. You can just generate random code, like thousands of codes within minutes, and they just try them back to back to back
Mhm.
until it finds the right one and unlocks the game. I
Mhm.
had so many games in the 90s like that. I had Quake 2 and 3. I had Duke Nukem 3D. I had
Self
Hold on,
incrimination?
hold
Oh
on,
wait,
hold
self
on, hold
incrimination.
on.
dude.
The middle?
The
God.
statute of limitations on that piracy has long passed, man. Y'all
Oh
can
right.
admit these
Yeah,
crimes.
new gaming order. I do not
No.
condone the
Thank
actions,
you.
and this is a disclaimer. You know, hey Chris, you're supposed to back me up here, okay? I don't. I'm getting thrown under the bus, but I'm just
I
saying.
I will
Yeah.
I will say this. I do condone piracy because it forces
What?
developers to make a game that people actually
Oh
want to
my
play.
God. I'm done.
Well, you know
I'm
what?
done.
You know what? He has a point. Like, it'll force the developers to make a good game. You know what I mean? Like, if you know it's something
Hold
mediocre
on.
and then
Those comments do not reflect the entire NGO cast. That reflects Demizzle and Demizzle Please. Thank you.
oh,
I
you know
mean,
what?
like,
Uh,
if you think about it, like, if you making a crappy game, you're not enticing people to go out and pay their hard-earned money on the game. Yeah, like, I'll fully admit to trying out a game and like, why should I pay money for this? And I won't touch it again. It's not like I'm gonna pirate the game and play it to completion and then go, you know what? That was pretty shitty. I'm
mm,
glad I didn't buy it. When I normally do something like that, I'm downloading and I'll play the first level or two, and you know what? I'll go like, you know what? Maybe I want to spend some money on this. I'll go out and buy it. Or, you know what? This developer doesn't deserve my money, and I'll just delete it.
mm.
That's what most pirates do these days. You
Yeah, yeah,
rarely
yeah.
find pirates that will sit down, play a full game to completion, and then rant and rave that how much they like the game, but they
Mm.
didn't pay for it. You
Now,
know?
let me. Now, this is, I guess, kind of going off of my initial plan to stay on Far Cry, but we'll revisit this. Me and Shinwar were talking. I think it was yesterday, or probably today on lunch, and it had to do with something that Demizel was honing in on. I think you would eliminate more pirates if, like, for instance, on the Xbox One and PS4, if they have like a full game, they let you download the full game, and then they put a timer on it. Okay, you would reduce the need for a demo, or
Yeah.
what they should do is let you check out the game and give you like 15 minutes. You play the game, and then like Demenzo was saying, the first level or first whatever, you know what I mean, 15 minutes to play to your heart's content, right? And any achievements that you would have gotten or trophies that you would have gotten are held in escrow until you purchase the full game. After the 15-minute time frame, you can't play it no more. Good example, Guilty Gear XR on my PS4 on my Japanese account. I can no longer play it. It was a timed thingy, but that was a demo. But it was a timed it was available for a period of time, right? Now I have to go down, delete it from my PS4 hard drive, right? But I think if they're doing that, it would save money on splitting up a team to create a demo. Hey, just put the game, allow people to check it out. If they like it, they'll buy it. You know what I mean? If they're true supporters, they'll buy it, and then you won't have to worry about all these pirates stealing your stuff. You know what I mean? Let them try it first, and boom. Since I was talking to Shinwar about this, what are your thoughts on this? And then we'll work around the table.
I thought that was a good idea when you mentioned it. But I think at the same time, remember, it would have to be like for every game.
Mm-hmm.
And remember, we don't have demos for every single game that comes out.
Mhm.
Some of them you got to look at YouTube vids, and some of them you got to take a shot at by buying. You know, but what you said I think was a good idea. Have a time demo. It's one of those things where like Forza, when they did Forza,
The free play
Motorsport.
weekend, right?
Yeah, and I
Mhm.
thought it was free like forever.
Yeah,
Man,
you
listen, they
tricked me.
got
You
me.
tricked me. I was like,
What?
oh yeah.
They got me.
Shinwar told me, hey, it's free. I tell Nelson, hey, Force is free. Then I go
I
and
didn't know.
download it, and I'm playing it, and all of a sudden, oh, you have to pay $29 for it. But guess what? Guess what? Otherwise, I wouldn't have been playing Forza.
That's
But
true, and that right, right, and that's where they make the money. You're
yeah,
right.
yeah. So
See,
Nelson.
but that
Yeah. Demis, I'll give you a chance. Nelson, what are your thoughts on that? Allowing people to get full access to the game for like a weekend or timed event, and then saying, hey, whether you want to buy it or delete it. What are your thoughts?
I mean, it's a good idea if you're talking about consoles, but if you're talking about PC, that it doesn't mean shit because people still gonna pirate the game regardless. Because pirating is not
Unbelievable.
just so they can access the game just to play it. Pirating also essentially means that they can also modify the actual game to whatever they need. Just like how they have the Half-Life 2 game, but they call it Gary's Mod, and they mod the shit out of that game to the point where you can
What was
beat.
that? Vegas. They had this whole.
Oh, Fallout New Vegas.
Yeah, yeah. They freaking completely made a new game out of it, like some
Yeah, they
craziness.
made it like based out of Brazil. They did a lot of effort into that.
It looks
Yeah,
legit,
so
but I mean,
it,
so yeah. Go ahead.
it definitely is a good concept when you have it on the console, but if it's implemented for PC usage, it's not gonna mean anything. And for that's actually another topic I guess I could just throw on there, but it's mainly essential the reason why Sony and Microsoft are all of the sudden now are thinking about releasing AAA titles for their two games a month thing they normally do, where in the beginning of the month you get like two games for free and you could download it full to your heart's content. Now they're gonna start essentially doing AAA titles because they've been lacking, and a lot
Yeah,
of people hasn't been grabbing interest in like there's a couple of games we have on the marketplace now. No one really cared about it. It didn't make enough downloads for it to like have a good appeal.
Mm.
So now all of a sudden, if I'm not mistaken, I know the Sony side. I don't know about Microsoft. I know Sony side. December, you're getting Injustice: Gods Among Us Ultimate Edition for free, and then the
cool.
following month you're getting the entire Infamous Second Son game
Mm-hmm.
without having to pay. So it
Wow.
may had led to that. So I guess we'll find out.
All right, all right. Demiso, what are your thoughts on I guess releasing a game like Forza? What Microsoft did with Forza? Should they apply that to other games?
well, they're essentially copying off of what Steam does with their free play weekends because Steam does like free play weekends with Call of Duty and pretty much any major title that they have on Steam. They have free play weekends or free play weeks where you can download the game and play for that entire week. Then it'll do exactly as you said. Do you want to buy it? Do you want to delete it?
Mm-hmm.
And it's a good idea because you see like the sales on Steam. It's pretty much brought PC gaming back into the limelight.
Yeah,
So
this is that is true. I agree with you
I
100%.
I think something like a free play week or free play weekend couldn't hurt. It
Mm-hmm.
would plus it's something similar to what EA is doing like with EA access, but you pay for that. It's
Mm-hmm.
like okay, you get access to the games before they come out,
Yeah.
and if you want to pay for the game when it comes out, you can pay for the game.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's where console gaming needs to head because console gaming is rapidly declining. Like if you look at the sales in Japan, like no console is selling. Like it's all handheld games.
Mm-hmm.
And I think that's going to be the trend going forward
Yeah.
in
Okay.
the rest of the world. So they need a hook that's going to pull people in.
Yeah.
They got to like, okay, we can't be purely profit driven anymore. We have to entice people. We have to get them on the line, and then we can get the money out the pockets.
Yeah, yeah.
It's not as easy as it used to be.
Yeah, they don't have the install user base that they used to. You know what I mean? So if they're going into the handheld, get into the people's hands and then start working it. But for the sake of time, on your knees, what are your thoughts on free to play weekends and time demos and properly enticing folks to buy titles, hopefully eliminating the pirates altogether. What are your thoughts?
I think a lot of the companies are buying into this thing. I think we talked about this last year. I was bringing up the articles on it about game demos can cut sales up to half. So if a game has a demos, they may lose up to they suspect up to 50% of their sales
Now,
from
why
digital
is
games
that?
because
Yeah, why is that?
they see the game's crap or
Hmm.
it's not to their liking.
So that means
Um,
that's dishonest shit. Like some of the stuff order. We apologize. There was an electrical issue at my house, and all my we just went black. So we're just gonna conclude from here. Um, yeah, because there's some topics that we wanted to hit, but due to trying to get back online, I had to restart the router and all that good stuff. But um, next week, we're actually going to be airing on Wednesday as opposed to Thursday, obviously for Thanksgiving. So, stay tuned for that. And then going around the table, or matter of fact, we're just going to do our announcements. Nelson, do you have anything for the group?
As of right now, the same thing as always. Just subscribe, follow the proper social media channels and Twitch, and just keep up to date with hopefully either tomorrow or sometime over the weekend. Garvin should be having some insight on the Super Smash Brothers Wii U edition,
Yeah, he's
though
going
I
to midnight
doubt.
release tonight.
Yeah,
So,
but I doubt he has an actual
capture.
capture card to be able to capture this footage. So
mhm.
we'll see what we can come up with during that time. And just for people who's been wondering like why we haven't had that many streams as of late, is because one, people got a lot of personal issues that has to be dealt with, and myself included. So I can't like get the streams up. And two, the holidays is coming around, so people's going on vacation or they doing other things. But just stay tuned and we'll update you guys.
Mm-hmm. Oh, snap. Yo, Noop sent me a text and he was watching the podcast. I apologize, Noop. Stuff went down, electric stuff. So, brother
You
Noop.
just forgot. You forgot to feed the hamsters again, didn't you? And they stopped spinning the wheel.
Yeah. It's all goody good. But, without drawing it out, join us next week. Like Nelson was saying, he's not streaming as much, but I am on the NGO X channel. And, we're going to talk about WWE 2K15, but we'll probably do that tomorrow separately. Like, if Demizo's interested or Nelson's interested, we can talk about the game on a separate dedicated podcast for that. The good, the bad, and the ugly. All right. So with that, we're gonna start signing off. Demizo, any final words before we log off? Then
Just
Chris.
tired of these half-finished games with these huge-ass patches.
Well, yeah, we were talking about that earlier in the podcast. But yeah, and Chris, any final words before we?
I didn't get my son. I mean, I played the FIF, the fifth.
Unbelievable. You know what? No game in order. We'll see you next week. Peace. Unbelievable. Fifth, really, Chris?